Well, another week is in the books, and the season is dwindling down. You know, the original, the original end date for the regular season is less than 2 weeks away. It was originally supposed to end on May 8th, but now there's different end dates for each division pretty much now. I know the latest one belongs to the North Division, as I said before. They're extended to May 19th with the all the makeup games. But it was a pretty eventful week. We had our first playoff clinchings: Vegas Golden Knights, Colorado Avalanche, and the Minnesota Wild all locked in spots in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. So that's the first three. There's 13 more to go, but only one in the West Division. And yeah, so and quite a few teams got eliminated too. Columbus, my goodness, I don't know. It's amazing. A couple days ago, I was on YouTube. I was watching. I was reliving videos of from 2 seasons ago. The last three teams to make it. I remember April 4th of that year. The Hurricanes, they made it for the first time in a decade. Avalanche, we got in with that overtime appearance. We later won that game. And the next day, Columbus got in. They needed a shootout win. They needed a win to get in. They needed 2 points to get in. They got one where they got to overtime, and then they won the shootout, and they were the last team to clinch. And of course, you all know what happened in 2019. Blue Jackets, they finally won a playoff series, and not just against anybody, just the Tampa Bay Lightning team that won 62 games. And it's amazing. In 2 years, they went from that to what we're seeing now. And it's amazing. I just can't believe what's going on, this turmoil that the Blue Jackets are dealing with. This team is terrible. They are dead last in the makeshift Central Division. Even Detroit has a better record than them. And strangely enough, if my math is correct, it usually is Detroit. I don't think they're eliminated quite yet. At least I don't think they are. But yeah, it's very strange. I'm kind of googling it now, but I don't think the Red Wings are quite eliminated yet. They're almost going to be. But this is the first time since the 15-16 season that Columbus will be out of the playoffs. It's just horrible where how that team's fallen. And I still say a good part of this is Tortorella's fault, because it's been controversy about how he's handled Laine. They say, well, Laine never had this problem in Winnipeg. He was playing very well in Winnipeg. Now Tortorella won't let Laine be Laine, and that's become a problem. So if it ain't, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yeah, so it's just very strange. Very, very strange. But yeah, so anyway, a lot has gone down. This past week. Wait a minute. Yeah, there it is. There's an article right in front of me. I think Detroit's officially out. They're officially out. Let me go to ESPN. I haven't. It's convenient sitting in front of a laptop, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Detroit's officially eliminated. Not that it matters. They weren't going to make the playoffs anyway, but I just want to be sure. Come on. That's strange. The E's not up. Well, the E's not up on ESPN.com, ESPN's website. That means they could be eliminated tomorrow. But anyway, yeah. So it's been an amazing week this past week, and here's how things stand. We start, of course, as always, with the North Division. Toronto, they got big win against Winnipeg. Now they're ahead by 8 points over the Jets. Toronto 65, Jets at 57, the Oilers at 56, The Canadiens are holding on to that fourth spot, even though they've lost a few games. They're at 49 points. Calgary has 45. Vancouver's 41. Vancouver is 3-1 since coming back from that COVID pause. And Ottawa has 38. Of course, according to the math, neither Calgary nor Ottawa can pass Toronto. So why haven't the Maple Leafs clinched yet? Vancouver, because of that bad pause, still has about 6 games in hand over Calgary, 7 over Toronto. The least they have is 4 games in hand over Edmonton. But they have a lot of games in hand, so that's why Toronto hasn't clinched yet. But when those games dwindle, that's when things can get interesting. The East Division. Guess who's leading the East Division? Pittsburgh. Yeah, the Penguins got a big 1-0 win over Boston, and now they enter this upcoming week leading the East Division, 1 point ahead of Washington. Pittsburgh 67, Washington 66. The Islanders, who have dipped a little bit, have 63. Boston's in there with 60. The Rangers got a big win, and they're 4 points behind Boston. And Philadelphia has 51 points. And of course, New Jersey and Buffalo, they're dead. They're dead. No need to mention them. The Central, Carolina is leading the way with 68. Florida 67. Tampa Bay got a big win in overtime. They have 66 points. Nashville has 54. Dallas 52. That's a pretty tight race between those two. Chicago is 49. They're still kind of up and down. Detroit 42, and the Eliminated Jackets at 40. Just terrible. And then we have the West Division. The three playoff teams. Vegas is now the lead. Has the most points with 70, and they've won 9 in a row. Vegas with 70, Colorado with 66, Minnesota with 65. That's gonna be pretty interesting. That's gonna be a pretty interesting race between those three, but really between for second place. And a distant, and I mean distant, fourth is Arizona with 47. Arizona has 18 points less than third place Minnesota. But they say the North Division is bad. My goodness. St. Louis is 46, San Jose 41, LA 40, Anaheim 35. So we enter what will be the final week in April, the final few days in April, because we're entering the month of May, and that's when things really get interesting. Because May is the end of the regular season, pretty much. I said it was originally slated to end in the 8th, but the COVID-related and in the case of Dallas Stars, the weather-related postponements need to be made up. But so it's gonna be interesting when we get past May 8th and we see those postponed games get made up and played, because a good bit of them could still have some playoff importance. But yeah, so we'll see, and we'll see who ends up joining the playoff party, because Carolina is getting close. I think the Canes are 1 point away. Yeah, if my math's correct, it usually is. They are 1 point away from a spot, and they could get it as soon as tomorrow. Carolina is in Dallas. That's on NBC Sports Network. And the Avs are in St. Louis still. We'll be done with the Blues, at least for the regular season. After this, I have to say at least for regular season, because there's a chance the Blues can get in. But we'll be done with the Blues for at least the regular season. Nashville's hosting Florida. Edmonton's at Winnipeg. And that's pretty much what it was. Montreal and Calgary play each other again. That's an important meeting. Montreal needs to get themselves further and further away from the Flames. Islanders and Washington face off on Tuesday. My goodness. That's on NBC Sports Network. And Boston faces Pittsburgh. Pretty much the top half of that East Division. They're playing each other. And I think these would be the matchups if the season ended now. It would be New York Islanders, Washington, Boston, Pittsburgh. But yeah, those are going to be some interesting games. Eyes are going to be peeled for those. Wednesday, that's the date. That's a date I have circled in my mental calendar. Why? Colorado, Vegas. That's big. That's big. Because the brief COVID pause we had, has knocked us behind Vegas. Vegas went on this winning roll, and now we're 4 points behind it. We need to beat Vegas because nobody else is. And but before that, St. Louis plays Minnesota, and yeah, St. Louis has a lot of games left with Minnesota, and that could be trouble for the Blues. Toronto plays their first game in a few days when they go to Montreal. And that's definitely gonna be good. That could be the first round. That could be a North Division semifinal. Oh, I hope it is. That's gonna be a brutal series. Pittsburgh and Washington run into each other to end the month of April. And you know those two will be jockeying for a position right there. And of course, the month of May begins with Pittsburgh, Washington again. Boston hosts Buffalo. Of course, Boston needs to beat whoever they can. Toronto faces Vancouver on that Thursday and that Saturday. One of those two games could be a clinching game for the Leafs, and the Avs return home for two against San Jose, and we need to savor those. We need to savor those home games because we only have 4 home games left. We have these 2 against San Jose. We have the 2 against LA that we were supposed to play when the pause hit, when our pause hit. So and it's strange. Next Sunday, May 2nd, only 1 game on the schedule is Tampa Bay, Detroit. That game might not have as much importance because Tampa Bay will probably clinch by then, but of course Tampa will still be jockeying position. I mean, because it's a dogfight between them, Florida, and Carolina. So that's what's going on. The games are going to start to dwindle because the month of May is almost here. It's going to be a very interesting next few weeks. It was 2, now it's about, I think, 3 or 4 with all these makeup games that need to be played. But it's going to be an amazing ride. It's going to be an amazing ride to the home stretch. And I'll be back to congratulate any teams that clinch between now and next Sunday. And of course, next Sunday, I will recap everything that happens this upcoming week. So with that I say this: enjoy this home stretch. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be just epic. And I'll be back very soon.